Can you beat Pokemon Emerald with only a single Spinarak? My name is Joey, and I'm here to find out. Spinarak has some pretty bad stats, being on par with Bidoof and 3 total base stats below Rattata, but he's not the worst for a variety of reasons. He learns Nightshade early on, which helps a lot. He also learns Leech Life, which helps a ton with staying alive, and Psychic, which packs a considerable punch even though he's a physical attacker. The last move I'll primarily use up until the end is Fury Swipes. I haven't quite settled on a moveset for the Elite Four as I'm writing this before I've even finished the challenge, but Spinarak can learn some cool moves like Solar Beam, Return, Dig, and most importantly, Sludge Bomb. With 90 attack power, 30% poison chance, and same type attack bonus, this move will be my trump card. But anyway, let's get on to the challenge. It's quite simple. I need to beat every battle in Pokemon Emerald, including the Elite Four, with only a Spinarak. I cannot evolve the Spinarak. I can only catch Pokemon for HM use, and while not required, I'll try not to use items in battle. No promises though. So to start off, we need a name. I decide to name myself Peter because something about spiders. We arrive at our new home in the back of a moving truck because parenting, followed by remembering analog clocks exist. We exhibit some weirdly intrusive behavior on our poor neighbor before heading off to save Professor Campy the Zigzagoon. I replaced Trico with Spinarak so that my rival would choose Torchic just to make things harder on me. We start off our first battle with a lucky first turn poison and end up with a
flawless victory.
We officially receive Spinarak and name him Parker, also because something about spiders. Our first battle with May didn't end so good, so after some grinding I managed to win pretty easily. We get our Pokedex and make our way to the next town where Wally shows us how to catch a Pokemon. We take out some Team Water guy, wasn't really paying attention, and arrive in Rustboro City. Shortly after arriving, my Spinarak learns Nightshade, which is amazing, and actually had me worrying that this would all be a little too easy. With this newfound strength, I'm surprisingly not having too much trouble with the first gym leader Roxanne, who uses Rock-type Pokemon, though she did manage to get me down once. After a quick rematch, she went down with little to no issue. We're confronted by our rival when leaving Rustboro to engage in a pretty one-sided battle. We get in a boat with some strange old man and talk on the phone with our old man about how cool phones are. Then arrive in Dewford Town, where I somehow managed to first try run straight through whatever cave without flash, and talk to Steven about who knows what. We show the fighting type gym leader Brawly who the true legendary Super Saiyan is without issue, and learn Leech Life in the process. We get back in the boat to hit the beach, we beat up a couple members of the Blue Man group, and head north for what is the first actual challenge. Rival battle number 3 or 4. I think it was 4. We at last do the first of many grinding sessions. Now, this one was probably the least painful out of any of them that I've done so far, and I actually ended up losing to the rival about 8 times before securing victory, only to face the real challenge, Wally. I'm just kidding. Enter Gym 3, Electric type. I didn't think it was going to be that tough, but it was. His Voltorb loved starting our battles with self-destruct, and the raw power of his Magneton was a bit much for me to handle. So it's time for the longest grinding session yet. I tried again a few times along the way, but it wasn't until I was level 45 that I found myself able to beat him. Finally. After that fun time, we catch our first HM friend of our journey for Rock Smash. We do some mandatory story stuff about the Bloods and the Crips and tell the Blue Hat Man to make love, not war. Next, we head up to Mountain to make sure that they're getting along. Oh, come on, guys. Well, we better have a stern talking to with Captain Strawberry, who ended up not being too much trouble at all. After getting lost in this mess of a gym for a while, I made it to Flannery. Now our first 2 Pokemon were no serious threat, but that overheat on Torkoal would prove to be an issue. So back to grinding with me. But wait, what's this? It's Psychic time. So what do? Run straight back to Flannery, of course. I honestly cannot believe the turnout of this battle. It was so close, but I made it by a hair. Looking back now, I can't believe how quickly I'm straight to the 5th gym, but within a few minutes, I'm there, and Spinarak is thirsty for some slacking blood. But honestly, there's nothing special about this gym. Really didn't grind much and just walked in and wiped Dad's monkey across the floor. It's time to catch our surf friends so we can continue on our journey. I hate this route, I hate this route, I hate this route. Once again, we stop the Blues Clues crew from their dastardly deeds. This time it's something weather center. And then May ambushes us outside because fair battles just aren't in her style. But luckily, this time, she wasn't really an issue. We arrive in Four Tree City, and I'm starting to remember what type this gym is. Oh god. I'll give you a guess. Did you guess bird? This one is not going to be fun. And it wasn't. I just simply could not stand up to her bird squad. She got me over and over again. I grinded up I think 8 levels or so, maybe 10, but it felt like forever until one day I went back and didn't have too much trouble at all. I finally beat her. There's now going to be a bit of a level inconsistency because I actually forgot to save after I beat her, and I continued on thinking that I had the gym beat. I went back later off camera to beat it myself, and it was a bit painful, but our next stop is Lil Eco City, where we encounter another very easy May battle. Time for more story. This time it's simple and sweet. Run up sad grave mountain thing and tell blue bandana boys to respect their elders. Time to get our fly girl so we can fly off and crash land into more story. All in all, I'm not a huge fan of this cave base, and I lost quite a few times to Redhead. His camera packed of powerful earthquake and Crobat's wing attacks got me a lot. But after about 10 tries and making my friend's ears bleed in Discord from my angry screams, I finally beat him. After using Google to find out where to go next, we arrive at the harbor and catch the Blueberry Brothers stealing a submarine and trace it back to their less annoying base that doesn't have random encounters like Team Magma Cave. We tell Admin Doormat that we appreciate his base not being in a cave, and he starts battling us for some reason. Dude only has 2 Pokemon. Talk about bringing a knife to a Spinarak gunfight. Off to the island of my demise. This would be the most painful gym yet. Tate and Liza. Double psychic types against my Spinarak. Super effective against our poison typing. Not to mention the 2 rock psychic types with rock moves that are super effective. One of which is Solrock, who has Flamethrower, which is super effective. This gym actually made me think the run was over. And you have to enter with 2 Pokemon, so I entered with Surfriend and made him use Defense Curl until he died. But it was too much for young Spinarak. We could hardly take 2 hits before falling, and I did hardly any damage at all. It's time to train. For days. I'd be lying if I said I didn't think about giving up here. I tried again at 77 to no avail. Again and again I tried, returning at 83 with a new strategy of hitting Xatu first with Fury Swipes, but again I died over and over. Until one battle, I was zoning out and I didn't even realize that they could send out both Solrock and Lunatone on the left side of the field, and I was panicking on how I could defeat the Pokemon after Claydol with the health I have. Then I see it. I won. This is one of the happiest victories ever, and I didn't even see it coming. But there's no time to lose. We gotta get moving. We do yet another bad guy roundup, this time with Steven on our side. It's during this battle that I realized that all the leveling I did for that gym that had such a huge advantage over me has made our Spinarak an absolute unit in battles where he's not pinned in a corner by 2 powerful psychic types. Next, we head underwater to make our way through to watch Blue Man make a big bad mistake, not before a battle of course. Once again, my past grinding made this battle absolutely no trouble. One of the few major battles that I actually beat on my first try. It's about time for the bad boys to realize that they've actually been bad this whole time. Hey look, the world's ending. Don't worry, I'll clean it up. Something that might be important happens, and then we finally have peace among the baddies. Don't slip on the ice because it's Juan time. His love disc and wish cache were absolutely no challenge at all. The first time around though, Kingdra got confusion on me through his water pulse, which really dug my grave. I couldn't withstand Celio's attacks. The second time through though, no confusion and Kingdra went right down. Celio still packed quite a punch, but I pushed through barely. Luckily, Crawdon is dark type, so Leech Life packed a bigger punch and kept me afloat through his attacks. And like that, we have 8 badges, and we're off to Victory Road. Wally was a little tougher this time around. His Gardevoir hit pretty hard, otherwise it was just another fight. I decided that going back for Flash was too much work, so I went through all of Victory Road in the dark, and it took a while. But we made it. It's time for the final grind, to level 100. Now, I've done some real grinding up to this point, but this one, oh boy, this one was actually pretty easy. Elite 4 gives good EXP, so in no time I was level 100. I'd like to go more in depth here, but there really isn't much to say. The first Elite Four member being Dark type really made this just a healing pool for Leech life. He was absolutely no issue whatsoever. Phoebe, on the other hand, bit of a different story. Phoebe had one majorly annoying opener. If her opening Dusclops used Curse, the battle was lost. She also stalled a lot with Protect. She was very, very annoying. Though her second Dusclops hit hard with Rock Slide, this Dusclops wasn't as much of a make or break as her opener was. I got lucky with Banette not using a damaging move, and then Sableye was a breeze and I won. This third Icy Elite Four battle was harder, but not the hardest. If I got slowed, that basically sealed the deal of my defeat. A series of Nightshades did her well, so I just kept trying until I didn't get slowed or beaten to death by her Wall Rain. I ended up getting her Wall Rain special defense down with one of my Psychics, and that pretty much sealed her fate. Drake time. This battle was tough. I think it took over 30 tries at least. Shelgon is no issue, and a lucky crit on Altaria helps me take it down quicker. A crit on Flygon is when I knew this had to be the battle. That's why when facing Salamence, I broke my streak of no using items in battle. I'm sorry, but I think without it I wouldn't have been able to win, and after hours of losing, I couldn't miss this opportunity. I went in and finished off that Salamence. Finally. Oh, he also had a Kingdra, who I hit with a fourth crit in one battle. I leaped from my chair, it felt amazing, and the Elite Four was defeated with easily the hardest battle in the entire challenge. Now for the champion, Wallace. Gotta be honest, he wasn't crazy hard. It took a few tries to get through Wailord and Wishcash with good HP. They can eat hits pretty well. But once I got to Tentacruel, I hit him with a Psychic and then used Ludicolo to heal. Gyarados went down in 2 Nightshades, and then... Can you beat Pokemon Emerald with nothing but a single Spinarak? Yes. I can't believe it happened. We did it. We are the champion. Spinarak is the champion. My belief wavered throughout, and towards the end I genuinely believed the run was over at multiple times. If I had EV trained, I think it would have been much easier. So all in all, I'd say it's quite possible. You know what I just noticed? I mentioned off the top that Sludge Bomb was going to be my trump card, and I forgot to even teach it to my Spinarak. That would have saved me some pain. Follow me on Twitch, link in description. What should I do next? Let me know down below what you think, and also what I could do different next time. Thanks for watching my first video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you didn't, please let me know why down below, and subscribe so you don't miss my next video. And until then, keep you cool and catch you later.